Hi, it's been some time since I visited with all of you last, and certainly a lot has changed over the past 6 months or so. It's been very difficult to provide insight as to what's going on in the market as things have been perpetually changing over the past 6 months. I can certainly share a bunch of statistics with you that might be somewhat meaningful, but we've gotten to the point now where we have a little bit more of a handle on where we are and where we think things are going. People have been coming back now to explore real estate, and they're sharing their experiences and their perspectives from different parts of the country. And so this has really helped to refine our view on where we think we are and where we think we're going. People's spending patterns certainly have changed during this time, as outlined by this interesting chart, which was compiled by a research team at Harvard. These spending changes reveal how we've been living and perhaps how that impacts where our housing needs may be changing. As reflected here, many of us have been eating at home, working out at home, entertaining ourselves at home, and educating ourselves at home. And so many, as you know, are working from home. Some of these changes may be temporary, some not. But in making these changes, some of us have discovered that these new trends may continue into the future, whether voluntary or involuntary. I've personally heard from people that are discussing where they need to live, and some are talking about where they want to live. And certainly a lot of this is being impacted by the flexibility with being able to work remotely. But I think to really better understand where we are in the market right now, we really need to look at things nationally, because so much of that is impacting us. We have feeder markets from all over the country. People are coming here from other areas. And so what's going on across the country impacts us here locally. So let's take a minute and just talk about that. Nationally, we were very fortunate to head into this pandemic with a well-balanced market with a slight shortage of inventory or houses for sale. You can see that over the past 4 to 5 months that supply has not kept up with demand, and the number of properties actively listed for sale continues to decline, as people are often buying as soon as the properties are hitting the market. Moreover, real estate showings nationally have been quite robust during most of the past 6 months, except for the end of March and April. And they've experienced a strong flurry of activity, perhaps partially due to pent-up demand. Locally, we saw the same trend in March and April, though did experience some additional setback in July when Florida's COVID stats went off the charts. Many industry experts are projecting that the national real estate market will strengthen in the months ahead, largely fueled by the supply-demand situation and, of course, record low interest rates. As for inventory locally, you can see in this chart of active listings of Canal Homes in Punta Gorda Isles and Bernstore Isles that the number of houses for sale is currently less than half of what it was last year. In general, inventory in the region is down. However, we can find pockets of neighborhoods or condo complexes where that may not be the case. For instance, look at these statistics from Bernstore Marina, where you'll see that the drop-off is not as strong as it was in the chart from Punta Gorda Isles and Bernstore Isles. We know that the searching process actually begins online, and interestingly, Realtor.com reported that online views are at an all-time high. In the past month, there were 86 million unique visits to Realtor.com where people are searching for real estate. Well, you know, people are cooped up at home, and consequently they're looking at real estate. Whether or not they're going to make a move is another issue, but they're out there looking. But it goes beyond the online looking, as you know, and now people are getting out and they're looking at properties, as reflected in this chart that I also showed you earlier. However, many people are not even getting out to look. And when you look at these statistics of showings, in many cases, it's a realtor going on behalf of a client to view a home, to video a home, to FaceTime a home. And we're seeing more and more properties are being sold virtually than had been in the past. I know myself personally, I've been involved with a record number of virtual transactions where people have not been here to look at the properties. Another interesting survey is one that was conducted by Zillow, and they compiled data for what people are looking for now. You know, everybody's lives are changing, and it really has impacted what they're looking for. And so in a July survey that they did, they found that people are looking for more indoor space, more outdoor space. They want to be more in the suburbs and away from the metropolitan areas. And they also want a less dense environment. Now contrast this with what was reported a few months ago, and what people were looking for was updated kitchens and homes with more technology and things like that. So we really have seen a shift in what people are really focusing on in their searches. And if you take a look at what Zillow reported in a recent survey, they are actually seeing that there has been a very significant increase in the number of high-end listings, properties for sale in metropolitan areas. And you can see in this chart where some cities have gone up significantly. And I've been talking to some people who have been reporting that in places like New York City, rents are now dropping because people are vacating some of their rentals and going to more suburban areas, and therefore the price for rentals is coming down. Moving forward, when we factor in the low interest rates that we're anticipating for the rest of 2020 and 2021, we think that it's pretty safe to assume that demand here in Southwest Florida is going to continue to increase. There's just too many factors that are kind of pushing in that direction. And I think the other interesting part of this is, as we look at the strength of the national real estate market, so many areas have seen over the past couple years a little bit of an uptick in their values. And so people now are in situations where they have more equity built up in their houses. So when they're going to sell, if they're pricing their properties well, they're not only selling quick, people are pulling money out, and they're able to make transitions down to this area a little bit more comfortably, whether it be for a primary house, second home, or a third home for them. So we have been spending a good part of the month of August transitioning, and we've been bringing on some great new listings. And if you take a look at our newsletter, you're going to see that we have some of them featured, and we hope that you'll take a look at them. Also, please stay tuned into KalendaGroup.com, again, KalendaGroup.com, where you're going to continue to see some great new listings coming on in the upcoming months. And hopefully, if you or your friends are looking, you'll find something that may be of interest. In the meantime, as always, please feel free to pick up the phone, give me a call. You want to say hello, you want to talk real estate, don't hesitate to reach out. I look forward to hearing from you and look forward to seeing you back here soon. Thanks.